Hello, I'm Alex. I'm here with my son Toby and my 1-year-old Labradoodle Lenny. We're here to find out about dog walking on the South West Coast Path. We've come to Padstow in North Cornwall to meet Steve Jenkinson from the Kennel Club. He's an expert on dog walking on the Coast Path. So we're here with our dogs on the beach. Why is it such a great place to bring them?
I mean, the dogs just seem to love it. They get on the sand and they just love to run and have a good game and splash in the sea and do all those sorts of things. And it's great because with a big open space like this, you can see where other people are and you can play and enjoy your time with your dog without causing a problem to other people.
And if I'm walking the Coast Path with my dog, how would I know which beaches I'm allowed to take the dog on?
It's a really good question, and a bit of planning in advance can really help you have a great time on the Coast Path. Because on some of the beaches at certain times of the year, there are bans on dogs, or on some of them you'd have to keep your dog on a lead. But there's lots of choices of places where you can still go with your dog all year round. And there's leaflets like this one that can tell you exactly where you can go and what you can do. Or you can also look on websites, so there's lots of good information out there.
If I'm walking the Coast Path at a particular time of year where there is a ban in place, does that mean I can't walk that stretch of Coast Path?
No, not at all. I mean, you can follow the Coast Path all year round with your dog. If there's a ban, you can't go right down to the sea, but as long as you're following the Coast Path, you'll be absolutely fine.
Are there any safety precautions I ought to be aware of as a dog owner?
I mean, often the beaches are really safe places, but there are one or two things to think about so you have a really safe and enjoyable time on the beach. Thinking about the sort of depth of the water, and sometimes they can be tides, so if you ask other dog owners, that can be a really good thing to do. Sometimes people pick up sticks from the tide line, but actually throwing sticks for dogs isn't a great idea because it can cause some horrific injuries. So if you've got a ball or even a floaty dog toy is really good at the seaside, it's brilliant to have. The other thing I find with dogs is that they find it really great to find places where seals or otters have pooed and that sort of thing, which causes a real problem when you're on holiday. And one of my tips for dog owners is to get some tomato ketchup from your accommodation or the shop. Just rub it into where the dog's been rolling, rinse it out, and it gets rid of the smell. It's amazing.
And if I'm walking a particular stretch of the Coast Path that's on a high cliff edge, how do I make sure my dog doesn't go over the edge?
The good thing about the Coast Path is there's lots of beaches where you can let your dog let off steam, and then it's not much of a hardship when you're up on the cliff top to clip your lead on your dog, because even the best behaved dog can be startled by gunshot because they only happen very, very rarely. So clip on the lead. If you've got a problem that you find you don't want to use the lead because your dog pulls, then maybe in advance go to a Kennel Club Good Citizen Training Club to find out how you can get your dog to walk on the lead without pulling, which makes your visit even better.
But the advice is keep them on the lead, better keep safe than sorry.
Absolutely, because every year we get problems where dogs do go over the edge, and the really concerning thing is that, quite understandably, the owners want to try and rescue their dog. If that happens, just ring 999, ask for the Coast Guard, and they'll give you lots of good advice and be able to help. Don't think they won't be interested because it's a dog, because it's really important, so just give them a call and they'll help.
There's one group along the Coast Path who have mixed feelings about dogs running free. They're the farmers, like Charlie Watson Smythe, who farms the land we're walking across today. So Charlie, the Coast Path goes through your field here. Tell me a bit about the farming that you're doing here.
We farm about 1,200 acres altogether, partly arable, partly pasture. Our arable land we tend to keep inland because it's better quality, and the pasture land is all out on the cliff.
So if a dog owner is walking their dog through your field on the Coast Path, what advice have you got for them?
The danger is that in exactly this situation your dog will run on ahead and you will not see any livestock, and when you arrive over the top you find a situation you don't want to see, which we were confronted with a few years ago, where someone's boxer had gone on ahead, chased a sheep, chased it right over the edge of the cliff and had gone over itself, and they both died. Our advice would always be keep your dog on the lead. It's very, very difficult to know where there are sheep. We're standing here now looking and you can see just a few sheep on the horizon. You might not see those as you come along on the coastal path. You let your dog go and there are 200 sheep actually just over the other side of the hill. And when you get there, you might be greeted with a situation you not wanted to see.
So Steve, we all know that dogs don't have quite the same appreciation of the coast path as we do. To them it's just one big toilet.
I mean, apart from it being really unpleasant for people who are walking and sharing the coast path with you, if you let your dog poo and don't pick up where there's animals grazing, it can cause health problems or even death in cows and sheep, so it's really important to pick up everywhere.
Yeah, so what's your advice?
First of all, always have some dog poo bags with you.
Okay, yeah,
and I can
got
see
mine.
you've got yours,
yeah.
Brilliant. Even if you've forgotten them, you can get them in the town, which makes it really easy. And then keep an eye out for the bins, because there's lots of bins on the coast path.
Yeah.
It's important to remember that it doesn't have to be like the red dog poo bins either. You can use a litter bin, just like this one here.
Yeah, okay.
All you need to do is stick it in a bag and pop it in a bin.
Okay. Walking the coast path is thirsty work for me and the dog. This is just one of the places along the southwest coast path that serves local food and welcomes dogs. Come on, Lenny. Steve, what other advice would you give to someone who's walking the coast path with their dog?
I've got 3 tips. Firstly, if you're a visitor to the area, make sure your dog's got a different tag with a local address and your mobile telephone number on, so if your dog goes missing, people can contact you straight away. Secondly, have the number of a local vet in your mobile phone, so again, in an emergency, you can get help straight away. And finally, remember that hot dogs aren't cool in cars. You get some brilliant sunny days here, and while there's lots of places and pubs and shops where you can take your dog in, if you do need to leave your dog in a car, only do it for a very short period of time and make sure there's lots and lots of ventilation.
Thanks, Steve. For more information about walking with dogs on the Southwest Coast Path, visit our website. Cheers.
Cheers.